So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. In our previous video, we opened on the Ogbonna Kano story. We did a brief autobiography on he and his wife Laura, as well as covered some major life events leading up to the recent scandal of his nudes getting published after allegedly being in a threesome with some young ladies. When this news broke, a lot of people flooded Laura's Instagram page. Some to taunt her, some to mock her, some to laugh at her, but many others to get her reaction. How is she handling this? Because Laura is one to be very vocal about defending her man and projecting him. So people were curious, how is she handling this? Because believe it or not, it is not funny for anybody to see their spouse's nakedness published online. And not just nakedness by mistake, nakedness when gotten in a compromising or contentious circumstance. So, how is she handling this? What is she saying? Nothing. Oh, Laura is very known and vocal for always standing up for her husband. What is going on now? Nothing. Rather than drama, response, defense, the online in-laws were met with Laura in her full energy, minding her business, the business that pays her, and drinking water. So whether they are fighting about it at home or not, nothing. Whether she would stay or leave, how she would react to this, nothing. Whether saying that he did it or denying that he didn't do it nothing. The woman is just pushing her business boldly without the shame or the embarrassment that society expects her to feel or crawl into. I want to tell us some very crucial things in this video, and do well to listen, and of course listen to the end, because every word of it will be laden with so much knowledge. But before we proceed, if you are new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching us without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop your thoughts down in the comment section, grab a copy of our book, The Unbroken Spirit. It is still available for you in soft and hard copies. Very, very useful for single people and married people. And of course, stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. In this video, there are certain things I would like us to learn from Laura, especially with regards to how she's handling this whole thing, her husband's infidelity scandal. The first thing that I want us to take home, let me relax. Never, ever rush to defend a cheat or a suspected cheat publicly. You see, one thing that many people do, no, I will not use people because you will never find a man doing that. So let me rephrase. One thing that many women do quickly in relationships, especially marriages, is rushing to become a public lawyer for an offense that somebody else is accused of committing privately. Listen, unless you have that iron pants, can you remember that metal pants? Now that pant I told you about that I've been advocating for the Senate to approve, where spouses can lock up the blockhouse areas of their spouses and go with the key. They cannot open it except their spouse is there. The key will have no spare. Remember, I've been advocating for that pant to be passed into law. Unless your partner is wearing these pants, do not ever jump out to defend anybody accused of cheating. Whether you trust them or not, whether you believe the accusation or not, you can choose not to believe it and not to act on it without having to come out as a public advocate to dispel it. Private loyalty can still be different from public defense. When such news breaks, if there is anybody in the world who feels the need to defend it. Let it be the accused person, because they are the only ones that can categorically 1000% know if that thing is true or false. Let them defend themselves. For many women, when accusations come out, especially cheating accusations, whether it is true or false, you see, our emotions will just take over. Love, fear, denial, embarrassment, loyalty, panic, tension, pressure from public or social media. And you find many of us will just jump online trying to protect the man or protect the relationship, protect the image of the relationship, forgetting that when you publicly defend someone too early, you tie your own dignity to information that you may not fully know yet. And if new facts later emerge, the public embarrassment is no longer one side, it's no longer unilateral. It becomes it becomes double. And then you find yourself in a position where you are no longer dealing with only betrayal or disappointment. You are also dealing with mockery, with explaining yourself, with deleting posts and pictures. Someone who has willingly made a fool of themselves, you that didn't partake in that choice would then jump in to make a bigger and greater fool of your own self. Isn't that double tragedy? Isn't that self-sabotaging? Don't do it. We saw this play out in the case of Akpabio, where a woman came out to say, see what this man did to me. And the wife jumped out. Oh, we have been family friends. Oh, my husband is a very devoted politician. Oh, my husband did this. Oh! We saw the same thing play out with, what is the name of this popular pastor, Apostle Johnson, or is it Joshua Johnson Suleiman? When that lady, that Canadian-based musician, came out and said, Stephanie Okobo, yes, when she came out and said, this man, see what he has been doing, we've been having sex, he has been doing this. The wife came out, oh, not my pastor, not my husband, he is a virtuous man, filled with the Holy Spirit. The man hardly came out to talk. It was the wife that took the center stage. And then before you know it, another Nollywood actress has come out to accuse the husband of the same thing. Next thing, a church pastor came out and said the pastor slept with his wife. Next thing, another actress, Halima Abubakar, came out and said the wife couldn't talk anymore. The shame was too much for her. She entered house. It was so shameful. We don't even need to go so far. Even in the recent case of this lady, Adobe, and Daddy Tunde of Skybank, remember how his wife jumped out too? Oh, I know my husband, and my husband knows me. Oh, she's just a gold digger, a prostitute. What an insult to my husband's personality. From where to where? It's because my husband is just a quiet man. What rubbish is this? He has no capacity to cheat. Oh! Bam, pictures of not only cheating, but a full wedding conducted. Bam, came out. Apatoyi, our mommy now. Goosebumps enveloped mommy. And up till now, mommy has neither spoken nor shown her face on that matter. She thoroughly embarrassed herself, coming out to publicly defend her husband when allegations of his infidelity got out. Listen, protect your dignity first. Public defense can age and appear very badly when facts emerge. So you can believe the allegations or not believe it without having to be the one to be the face, the poster card for the defense. And let me tell you something. This silence or public defense does not just come in posts or press statements like these women. It can come in different forms. It can be implied. It can be indirect. It can come in form of writing long, unnecessary episodes in the heat of that crisis. Episodes. Sharing love pictures and declaring love. Nothing can come between us. It is us against the world. Together forever and all of those rubbish. Sister, hold your peace. Even if you choose to condone the infidelity, even if you choose not to take any action, not to take a walk, even if you do not believe it, hold your lips and enter house. Do not further embarrass yourself in addition to the embarrassment that your spouse has given you. Be like Laura. Secondly, never ever you internalize blame or shame that isn't yours to carry. You see that thing called shame? If I tell you what shame has done to people, the destinies that shame has cut short, the marriages that people had to die in, the miserable lives people have had to live because of shame. If you decenter shame, I'm not saying you should be foolish and live a reckless life. You should still have the fear of God, discretion, and walk life with wisdom. But if you learn to decenter shame, the sky is your starting point. One of the most, should I call it, painful things or dangerous things that we do in relationships is carrying responsibility for another person's choices, especially after an episode of betrayal. And when I say we, once again, I mean we women. Because in my 70-something years on Mother Earth, on God's green earth, I have never seen or come across a man whose wife opened her 2 legs and did kerewa with another young boy, giving her busa busa duwai. And the man would see such a thing and blame himself. And the man will say, you see that sin I just came into, it is my fault. Maybe it is because I didn't jerry coil my hair. Hi, chayo. I know my wife likes jerry coil. Why didn't I jerry coil my hair? Oh, hi. Maybe it's because my chest is not bigger. I have been seeing my wife watch Johnny Bravo. That means she likes boys with big chest. Hi. If I knew, hi, why is my chest not bigger? Mbano, I have never come across one of such man. The man will call it for exactly what it is. Immediately, he will give blame to whom blame is due, you, and he will call you a prostitute. But where the tables turn, we women immediately start questioning ourselves. What did I do wrong? Was I not enough? Maybe if I paid more attention to his needs, maybe if I wasn't working late, maybe if I dressed differently, maybe if I didn't talk to him badly that way that day, he wouldn't have left the house in annoyance into another woman's arms. Slowly but very surely, we begin turning somebody else's bad decision into a personal indictment against ourselves. What the hell? And that is why I love certain chapters in our book, The Unbroken Spirit. That book teaches us to self-reflect, to take responsibility, to make efforts towards our marriage. But it still teaches self-preservation, self-dignity. If you haven't read that book, you are missing. There is so much you're going to learn. So grab a copy by scanning this code, or you can send us book to info@nezeville.com. All the links to buy soft and hard copies are pinned in the description box and in the comment section. Grab yourself a copy. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is expensive. Wisdom is power. Let's get back to this video. And do you know the truth? The truth is that I do not only see this play out in issues of infidelity. I don't know whether to call it our nature or how we are built. I think we women, or is it grooming, have been groomed to take the fall whenever something goes wrong. For example, you will see siblings will lose a parent, and the man would immediately understand that sadly, Daddy has passed. It is Daddy's time. Daddy was sick. Daddy is old. They would accept the facts for what the facts are. But the daughters, the women, the females, will start trying to rope themselves in. How maybe it could have been avoided if they did this, if they went to change hospital, how I should have called him earlier, hey, if I didn't return his call, oh, why did I should have, I could have, I would have. A couple would lose a baby during delivery, and the man will say it is the fault of incompetent doctors. He will look outwardly to see what they should have done that they didn't do. He will take the blame and put it on someone else. But we will find innovative ways to ensure that it's our fault. Oh, my multivitamins. Assuming I took my multivitamins when I was supposed to take it. Oh, assuming I exercised. Oh, what did I do? What didn't I do to contribute to this calamity? And now in the aspects of infidelity, we make another person's lack of discipline a proof of our own lack of value. Don't ever do that to yourself. You see, cheating is purely a decision. I have never seen something as deliberate as cheating, because it is rarely stumbled upon with no prior lost intentions. In fact, those people, women that say, at the office party, I was drunk and Carl was there to take me home, and before I knew it, I was, oh please, you've had your eyes on Carl all along. You wanted Carl, and that drunkenness just provided the perfect opportunity. If you lost no idea, no intention, no desire for Carl, even that drunkenness will not immediately make you susceptible to desiring him. You have always wanted Carl. Cheating, infidelity, whether on the part of men or women, is purely a decision. It is a conscious action. It is not engineered by by reflex brain spasms, by reflex brain function. It is not a spasm. It is not epilepsy. It is hardly as spontaneous a decision as deciding on a Monday morning whether to put on a blue tie or a red one. There is a lot of thought that goes into it. There are a lot of opportunities to stop, to retrace, to call it off. There are a lot of time that was invested before it crystallized into sex. It is not an accident. Nobody has ever slipped and fallen into another person's private parts. It is not a spiritual attack. So those of you fasting over cheating partners, it be like say you know like food. Buy ice cream today and lick. It is purely a decision. Whether male or female, betrayal is a personal choice. So when you internalize blame for someone else's conduct, you shatter your own confidence, your own self-image, and your what will start collapsing from the inside, because you start doubting everything about yourself. You start second-guessing yourself. You start doubting your beauty. You start doubting your desirability. When you see yourself in the mirror, you start to see all the faults and all the things that are wrong with you, and why your partner had to step out on you, why your body could not keep him. You doubt your ability to be loved. Meanwhile, shall I tell you the truth? Most times, the real issue has absolutely nothing to do with you at all. Why do you think that people that cheat always tell their partners, it's not you, it's me? Have you heard that line before? It's not you. They've been telling you it's not you. You don't want to hear. It's not you. It is me. Most times it has nothing to do with you. People that cheat mostly do because they stumbled on an opportunity and they had a desire they wanted to explore. It could be because they lack self-control. It could be because they crave the excitement of validation, outside validation. Yes, you know, some men, maybe they were neglected when they were young. They were the nerds. They were deemed not fine. Girls didn't chase them. And now, they are now in their 40s, 50s. They've seen money. And of course, money is a magnet to girls. And girls are flooding them. That validation, their head starts to spin. They start chasing women. For some, it could be because they hate accountability. For some, it's because they love that cheap thrill of variety. They will chase variety at the expense of stability. For some, it is simply because there is no repercussion for that behavior. Nothing will happen. And when there's no repercussion for behavior, many human beings tend towards their animalistic side. For some, it is because they enjoy the attention and the excitement from something new, or simply because they do not have respect for commitment. They do not respect commitment. All of these things that I have mentioned cannot be cured by you becoming more perfect. And that's why emotionally healthy people learn to separate their value as a person from someone else's behavior. And these are some of the things we teach in our community. Oh my God. If you haven't joined our premium community, you are missing out. There is so much we teach to impact you to be a better version of yourself, not to be a rebellious, hard-headed, difficult to live with person. It would even help you to be a person that can be easily loved, because when you love yourself, you would know how to love others well, not suffocating toxic love. There is so much you're gonna get. So just as I said in my book, The Unbroken Spirit, just as I explained, that as human beings, we should be able to self-introspect, to reflect on ourselves and say, are there things that I can do to help my relationship, to be a better person in my relationship? So self-reflection and introspection is needed in any relationship. But it is important to point out and to ask that, is there really a reason for somebody sleeping with someone else when that person didn't want to? Men, they say, have physical needs, but on the average, a man's physical need is equivalent to a woman's emotional needs. And that is why foreplay to a man, to ginger him for the main course meal, is in kissing, doing, touching. But for a woman, do you know what foreplay is? It is not that. For a woman, foreplay is the emotional pepperizing, the foot rub, the don't worry, lie down, let me handle the kids, don't stress yourself, the your hair is beautiful, you are the best, the pepperizing, that is our foreplay that puts us in the mood for kerewa. So a man's physical need is equivalent to a woman's emotional need. So are we saying now that if women do not get that emotional satisfaction from their husbands, they should find it in another man? My favorite personal mantra that I live by, that keeps me pulling at my at my weight in the morning when I'm doing my strength training, even when I'm tired, is, if you want something, you would find a way. If you are not serious, you will find an excuse. Infidelity is a choice. So do not ever feel shame or internalize blame that is not yours. And I love that Laura is not letting her husband's choices define her or be her problem or be her embarrassment. She's out there living her life, doing her thing, doing absolutely nothing about what he has done. It is his choices. It is his to deal with. She should not be ashamed that she sat at home and did nothing and another person did something, then it becomes her shame. No. I love how she's handling that. Decentering shame, refusing to internalize the embarrassment for another person's actions. Learn to do that too. Thirdly, get busy. Keep your financial independence. Oh my God. Oh my God. You see, emotional pain is already very heavy. As I always say, it can even be worse than physical pain. Because with physical injury, people can see your hurt and they can feel sorry for you. They can see the extent at which you are hurting. So you would get empathy. They would see the damage that was done to you, literally, and they would blame the person that hurt you or caused you pain. But emotional pain, on the other hand, is invisible, is unquantifiable, is unrelatable, especially to people who lack empathy. You cannot explain it. Its depth is hard to fully grasp. There is no stethoscope or thermometer to measure it, but you can feel it like you wanna die. But you will not die. You will not die. Yakubu, manage. You will feel it like you wanna die, but you will not die. Manage. And that is why emotional distress is more strongly associated with suicide than physical distress. But we in this part of the world, unfortunately, we downplay it, we dismiss it, we overlook it. We neglect the weight of emotional trauma, especially in marriages. And that's why a person will be suffering emotional trauma, and society will tell the person, did he beat you? Please go back to your marriage. What rubbish are you saying? You're ungrateful. He bought you this car, taking care of you. Get out, go back to your marriage. What I am saying is that emotional pain is already torturing. in the soul. You don't even know where it's paining you. This physical pain, you will know. See this place that is paining me. Emotional pain, you will know whether it's your head, your heart, your soul, your spirit, your mind. Everywhere is paining you. You know, it is torturing. But when financial dependence is added to the emotional pain, the pain becomes hellfire. Hellfire. I remember as a young banker, pregnant, doing marketing. It's called sales, but we call it marketing in banking. Doing sales in a brand new state that I have never been to. I have never visited. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any family. I just got married and they posted me to River State. I had never been there in my life. And I was thrown to sales as a pregnant woman because I got pregnant immediately. I got married. My husband had a very good job. I could have just resigned and gone back home. When it got overwhelming then with targets, pressure, working late, queries, banking in Nigeria. If you can't do banking in Nigeria, you can work anywhere. And I'll tell myself then that when I give birth to this baby, I'll resign, I won't come back. When I give birth, I go back. When I had my first son, I remember I told you that I got pregnant immediately. I got the banking job and got married. Everything happened at the same time. So I wasn't confirmed. I wasn't the confirmed staff. So when I put to bed 9 months after, I was not entitled to maternity leave. So I had to apply for leave of absence without pay. 60 days leave of absence without pay. 2 months after I had my baby, I was barely healed from such complicated procedure. I had to resume work marketing. I remember when I resumed, I tried closing. Was it 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock? I tried closing by 5 o'clock. I picked my bag. I did it the first day, I did it the second day. You know, in banking, it's an unwritten rule that you do not leave the office until your boss has left. Right? So the first day I picked my bag, by 5 o'clock, I bounced out as per someone that just gave birth on maternity leave. My boss had to call me. What do you think you're doing? Did you take maternity leave? Are you qualified for maternity leave? Who told you are entitled to closing early? You are supposed to close late like any other person. I was rushing to go and breastfeed my 2-month baby. I was managing. Thankfully, I was in sales. When I go for marketing, I would jump into the house, check my baby, breastfeed, jump out back. I held on to my source of income. When I had my 4th baby, then I had left the bank. I was working as a manager in some other company. I couldn't work for months. I was limping. This is how I was limping. Something hooked my leg. Pregnancy is so complicated. It's so difficult. I still held on to my job. Not because I was envisaging crisis in my marriage or I was in a bad marriage, or because I saw red flags. So I was trying to protect myself. And so I was trying to, plan for the future or escape. I was married to a kind, providing person. A man that would say, take my ATM, use it. A man that has loved me terribly. But I still knew, even as a young 20-something-year-old girl, that financial independence matters. Not to compete with your partner, not to disrespect your marriage, no, but to preserve your dignity, your choice, and your personal stability. So if life suddenly changes, we do not fall to rumbles. And change does not only happen in the event of a divorce. I hope you know that many things can be life-changing, including death. We women give that up too easily, very much to our future regrets. Can you see the way this Laura is advertising her products, channeling her energy to her business, doing her work, driving her dreams, and focusing on her purpose? You think if this thing is actually true, she's not in pains? She is in pains if actually it happened. But when you are set financially, when you have your own thing going, you will not be completely erased or submerged in that pain. It will be easier for you to pick yourself up because you know that money has to be made. This business is not gonna run itself. This job is not gonna work itself. So you still feel and have that sense of purpose, that reason to wake up every morning and comb your hair and throw on some lipstick and get it moving. You still have a distraction from that incident. And again, you still have the option of deciding, do I really want to stay because I still love this person and I believe in this marriage and I want to work on my marriage. I don't want to give up on this person. Or am I here because I am just hungry and I need a roof over my head? Why do you think that abusive men do not like their wives financially empowered? Resign, I will pay you after 3 months salary has ended. I'm not saying that all men who prefer their wives not working automatically are abusers. For some, they have really demanding jobs and there's a lot of financial freedom for them, and they'll prefer that traditional setup where mommy is available to care for the children. Mommy and daddy cannot be on the highway at the same time. Okay, the children are still small, please sacrifice for this period, raise them a bit. Some have some genuinely good intentions. They're not doing it to incapacitate the woman and set the tone for abuse, but most know what they are doing. When survival becomes the foundation, the bedrock of your marriage, abuse takes over. You may never truly be happy. It will be a marriage of fear of speaking up, fear of living regardless of how badly you are treated, fear of setting boundaries. You go first see food chop before you talk of boundary and fence. Fear of confronting or addressing abuse or disrespect, fear of losing stability. You find yourself stuck. We covered the story of a wise wife the other day, when a wise wife said enough and took a walk. When May Edochie said enough with this humiliation and took a walk. Do you think it would have been easier for them to do that if they were not able to fend for themselves, if they didn't have their own thing? They would have stayed there and endured hellfire, endured suicidal emotional pain. Don't you know emotional pain? Go and read about cortisol and how the woman's body works. Emotional pain has the capacity of creating physical illness in a woman. So I'm not saying that once you have money, you jump out of marriage, you garbage in and out. No. I am saying that you will be able to properly appraise the situation and weigh your reason for staying. Because a lot of men are married to women that hate them. I know some men can be very clueless. That's why you see a man in polygamy say, it was a happy marriage. If you want to know whether polygamy was a happy marriage, ask the wives. So many men are married to women that hate them, but they don't even know. So when you have positioned yourself that way, you'll be able to decide whether you are staying because you really love that person and you want to make it work, or because you cannot survive on your own. On our other channel, Nezemasterclass, do well to subscribe if you're yet to join us there. I made a video on a topic, great divorce. That's divorce that happens amongst older people, 50s, 60s. Come and see people, men and women, especially women, airing out their ordeal on how they got a great divorce at old age because they've been tolerating a man that they hate, that was treating them badly, that they despise, because they needed provision. When you empower yourself, or when you are empowered, that is not a subject for consideration. You make better decisions on what's best for you and what's best in the situation. So I really do love the fact that Laura, having her own thing, is providing an escape for her, a distraction, and instead of having so much time to dwell on the embarrassment, she is facing her business and her life head on. Whatever she wants to decide, that's her personal decision. Anybody can choose to forgive or stay. It's a personal decision, but I am happy that she has that distraction in form of financial liberation for her to face other things and not dwell on what has happened. Now, lastly, get tested. Oh yes. I'm going to call this one a bonus advice, especially for Tim. Cheating is not a deal breaker for me, as long as he comes home to me. This is a very serious advice for Tim. That suffery, they do amo. It's a day for town. Suffery, they chukamo. Hey, it's a day for town. You see, everybody has their deal breakers. Our experiences, our coping mechanisms, our personalities, what we do too different factors come into play to form our deal breakers, and nobody's going to shame anybody for having any particular deal breaker. But I just want to inform you that if you have a partner, a wife or a husband whose compact disc is always ejected, palliative emergency, whose browser is open, anybody can connect to the Wi-Fi network, unpassworded network, I want to strongly advise you to go for a regular checkup, STD checkup, sexually transmitted diseases. Let me tell you something. There is nothing that you are doing in this life. There is nothing that you are in the business of doing that one day you will not experience something that you didn't bargain for, or you will not experience a mishap, an error, a mistake, an accident, or a slip. I have been on YouTube for over 7 years, but there are days where I'll forget to turn on my microphone or I'll forget to put a particular setting and people will be complaining, Nese, the microphone, the audio. Some days I'll forget to on the microphone. After shooting, I will see that I have been recording no voice for hours, and I'll just collapse. The most astute businessman at one time or the other will slip and enter a bad business and make loss. Mistakes in every endeavor that we choose to engage in can happen at any time. And it is not any different for those in the business of cheating and infidelity and sleeping recklessly. Anything can happen. If condom does not burst, rubber can have hole. Anything can happen. And let me tell you the truth. You see, many of these young girls, many of these students, these undergraduates, they are looking for money anyway. Sex partners now, especially, let me just use my country now water, to find a decent young girl or boy, let me say girl, to find a decent young person now. Now seriously, by connection. And you see how hard the economy is. People cannot even feed. So any country where there is high poverty or economic hardship, morality takes the back seat. Many young girls now are into sex trade, runs, threesomes. In fact, I pity men who have not married to find a wife now. I pity you. Wildlife is the order of the day, both for young men and women. So your spouse with that kind of behavior, going out there, Otoniro, his eyes always out, go out, bring back one or two home from these people that he's sleeping with, that are also sleeping with tons of other people. And I'm bringing this up here. That's why I said it's a bonus point, not entirely relating to Laura. Yes, it's a topic on infidelity, but because it's very important to remind you, just in case you aren't doing it already. Only last week I came across this series of threads where people were recounting their stories on how they got infected with HIV and other serious STDs from their cheating partners. There is this one now they call PEP. I don't know whether you guys have heard of it. Let me know down in the comment section. My medical guys, please let us know. PEP. Women came en masse on that thread to give account of how their husbands were taking these HIV drugs without them knowing. They didn't know their husbands were taking medication for HIV. So if it's a lifestyle that you have decided to condone or deal with, it is good and fine. But I just want to remind you to add frequent medical checkup as part of your schedule in case you get something, so you can start early to treat yourself before it gets really bad. My heart goes out to every faithful person out there, emphasis on faithful, whether man or woman, dealing with infidelity, disloyalty, promiscuity, or betrayal. May you find strength and grace. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. I do hope you got something. I do hope you learned something from this video. If you need more empowering words, encouraging words like this, don't forget to join our premium exclusive channel where I make exclusive content on issues surrounding love, life, marriage, relationships, and the likes. Don't forget to grab a copy of our book. It is enlightening, informative, and empowering. Very realistic too. If you're yet to subscribe to our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, share your thoughts down in the comment section. We'd like to hear from you, and stay glued for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in our next one. For now, bye.